You ever feel like a completely different person within different situations of your life? Have you ever noticed that when you're around certain people, when you're doing a certain task, when it's a certain time of the day, you're behaving a little bit differently? This isn't a bad thing. This doesn't mean you're fake. It doesn't mean you're pretentious. Everybody does this as long as they're properly functioning in society. If you don't behave differently at a business meeting with a prospective client than you do when you're at Thanksgiving dinner with your family, then you're weird. Then you have bigger issues that I probably can't help you with. Okay. I feel like I always talk about the same shit because it's all just inputs, outputs. These different lenses, these different archetypes, these different character versions that you occupy within different situations of your life have all been crafted through a series of inputs and outputs, a feedback loop of action and reinforcement leading to more action. These archetypes offer different possibilities. One might be a little bit more suave. It might have a little bit more swag. It might be a little bit more open to free flowing expression, creative, enlightened, tapped into the spacey, airy textures of reality. One might be a little bit more stringent, dialed, sharp, not as funny, maybe a little harsh, but direct, motivated, controlled. One might be a little bit more lovey dovey, a little bit more laughy, goofy, self deprecating, and just fluid. These different types of archetypes offer value, they offer an advantage within different situations and experiences that you're going through within your external world. These other characters and people that you're dealing with are going to be responding differently to the output that you're providing them. It's not fake to shift your lens into a new archetypal character to give yourself an advantageous position within different situations of your life. This is what successful people do naturally. This is how they move. They're dynamic. They don't have one static lens that limits them. One static lens is really refined for a certain situation, but when they go into any other situation, they can't seem to succeed. They're unbalanced. Why are they so good in the office space and getting work done, but their social life is a mess? They're unable to have fun and laugh, make jokes, be less logical in situations that would benefit from that. Being a dynamic person is extremely valuable. Do you ever notice how some people just seem to be good at everything? Believe it or not, life isn't fair. Just because someone in your high school is good at football doesn't mean that they're not going to be good at math. And since you're good at math, then you're using that as a cope to be not good at football. You can be good at a lot of stuff. You're either this type of person or you've seen this type of person in your life where they're good at everything. They do football, they do math, they have good relationships with their family, they're financially successful, they're able to date the opposite sex successfully. Everything just goes right for them. Their operating system just generates what other people would call lucky. Everything just happens good. It's like, it's crazy. But you can actually become that person by, I would say, deconstructing your static expression into a more dynamic approach. So, how to do this? Step one, what are you already good at? What is your static state of being? Maybe you're already pretty dynamic and you have a couple of them covered. What are they? Which ones are you already good at? Let's take note of that, okay? Which ones are you bad at? Which ones need improvement? You got to figure that out first. Step two, now that you did a head count, which ones scare you the most? Which ones frighten you? Which ones do you feel a sense of discomfort when you think about tending to? Through action, through repetitive experiences, and improving each one of these lenses. Some of them, the reason why they're not where they need to be is because you need to break through a mental barrier, a comfort zone, a certain emotional holdup, something that's stopping you from committing the actions to get the experience to fine tune and construct that archetypal lens. Step three, commit actions. Do it. Go out. Try stuff. You can't just live a static, boring life within your comfort zone forever if you want to be a dynamic, luck generating person. If there's an area in your life that you're not dialed in, go throw yourself into the lion's den. Do something about it. Step four, practice switching. Once you have these different lenses, you've audited them, you've been taking action to improve them, this is when you can start to be a little bit more aware of which one you're occupying in different situations. And if you see yourself occupying a different one, just switch it. Maybe someone pops into your reality screen on the fly and they're a bit emotional, they're going through something, but you're really dialed, you're in logical mode, you were just working on your taxes or doing a challenging problem at work that involved hyper analytical mindset. And now someone at work pops in your office and they went through a tough time or something happened within their family. If you stay in that lens where you're too stringent, static, unable to get onto the emotional level with someone, it's not going to be as beneficial for the other person that's trying to just, have you listen and give them a shoulder to cry on or something. At that point in time, if you're not in the right lens, it actually might stir up some negative emotions within you because you're like, oh my God, I'm trying to focus and this bitch is in my office crying. No, but it almost feels like their problems aren't worthy of your time because your perceptive lens is not offering its right configuration for that moment. It's a misalignment between your external and internal reality, which might lead to negative emotions for you, which aren't beneficial to the situation at hand. So you might be able to catch that dynamically, switch your perceptive lens into a more wholehearted, emotional, fluid state where you can provide consultation to this person in their time of need. And right when it's done, instead of having all of that emotional stuff that they just threw at you that you're expected to absorb, you just click back into logical mode. Boom, now you're back doing your work and you've let the emotions flow through you. You're not attaching yourself to all this negative, chaotic energy. You're letting it flow out. You've provided consultation to the other person, and now you're locked right back in.